Good morning and welcome back to my channel. Today we are kind of starting off a week dedicated to 2021 makeup. It's either going to be a ranking or it's going to be a top favorite. This week we're just going to talk about makeup that I've tried in 2021. So today is going to be a ranking all the eyeshadow palettes that I've tried in 2021, and that's exactly 20 eyeshadow palettes. This does not include any toppers or things like that, just eyeshadow palettes. If it has 4 or more shadows, I consider it an eyeshadow palette. So if you guys find these videos interested, make sure you subscribe down below because I'm excited about this week. I think it's going to be a good week, and I personally love watching rankings or top favorites or things like that, mostly at the end of the year when you kind of look back at all the beautiful makeup that came out. So let's grab something to drink, a coffee, tea, something, and let's talk about all these eyeshadow palettes. I have a confession to make. Sometimes when I watch top favorites, I see people like saying, oh my gosh, it was so hard to choose. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's just makeup. Come on. Yet here I was an hour and a half later, still not deciding which ones were my favorites. So I did the best I could, but I do think I'm okay, kind of okay with how this is set up. Obviously the top 5 were incredibly hard, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. So starting off with number 20, it is this KVD eyeshadow palette. This came out, I hope it came out in 2021. I'm pretty sure it did. This is how it looks like, and honestly I didn't hate this palette. A couple of things I didn't love. The mattes didn't show up very well, so I had to build up and build up and build up, and it was too much. Now some of the shimmers are really pretty, like look at that. Mostly when you swatch them, they're so creamy. However, when I try to build them up on the eye, they don't build up on themselves as well as I wanted to. Like this color, I was really excited in this one because it has like a duochrome. It looks really pretty, but once you swatch them or put them on the eye, like I did not see enough. Like that one was the one I was most excited about, and it doesn't show up too much on the eyes. Again, these are not bad. They really are not, but out of everything, I think this is the one that I reached for the least out of all the palettes I've tried this year. I think one of the things that kind of puts me off is the packaging. Even though it's a really cool idea, this does not close easy. Well, of course it did right now, but sometimes it kind of gets stuck here and it won't close. So I have to mess with it. Another thing is this is a really cool design. Like this is extremely flat, so all the shadows are at the same level. Even the dividers are flat. It's really cool, but not very practical. So when I go with my finger, sometimes I kind of get my finger in the color next to it. But I think the main issue is that the colors don't build on the eyes. They swatch really well. They're kind of pretty, overall they actually are beautiful colors. They're just lackluster on the eye. Number 19 is this one right here. This is from Rare Beauty, and this is the first eyeshadow palette that she came out with. And I think the biggest issue I have with this is the shape of the pans. Because of the shape of the pans, I have a hard time getting my brush in there, and it messes with me. So I use my finger like 90% when I do any shimmers or metallics or glitters. So this is kind of hard to get my finger in here and coat it well. I don't know. I think that bothers me more than I thought it would. Now the colors are pretty, but they're soft. So this is a duochrome color. I don't know if you can see, but it doesn't show up on the eye as intense as this. This glitter top is actually really pretty. It's a very chunky, but I do like it. As you can tell, I like glitters overall. So this is actually a really pretty glitter. Look at that. It's nice and intense, and I do really enjoy it. It gives you fallout initially, but then it kind of stays put. So it's really beautiful. It's just not enough. Like this color, I was kind of excited. This like pink that's duochromy peachy. It didn't really show up on me. I don't love this color right here. It's just a little bit too mustardy. And the mattes were fine, but this is number 19. Now, number 18, I have these right here. These are the Viseart Petite Fours. And I just put them all in one category. I had all fours. I gave one away. But these are good quality. They're actually really good. I just don't reach for them. I don't understand why, because they really are beautiful and so practical. But I have not reached for these in such a long time. This is probably my favorite one. This one right here is very pale, the lilac. This does not build up depth, but it is beautiful. So if you're fair, this looks stunning. And then you also have the pink one. And this is okay. The shimmers aren't as intense as I wanted them to. So honestly, I'm probably gonna get rid of those two and keep this one, because this one really is pretty. So if I had to pick one out of all of them, it would be this one. Again, the quality is very nice. They're very pigmented, like they're nice, but I don't reach for them. Probably because I didn't travel this year either much. Probably that's why I haven't reached for them. They're kind of small, which is really nice. But again, I think traveling would be nice, but I haven't traveled. Number 17 may be a shock because it's a Natasha Denona palette. And this is the Zendo palette. This one, I didn't not like, but I didn't love. It was interesting. I had kind of issues building certain colors up. And every time I did a color, an eye look, it looked pretty, but it always felt like I wanted to reach for another palette over this one. I really like this color right here. Is stunning. It's beautiful. I'm sorry, I swatched the wrong one. This one right here. That one is stunning. Also, this one right here is pretty special. Probably can't see well, but that's actually a beautiful color. It's probably why I'm keeping this palette. Also, I really like these mattes. The peachiness is they're really pretty, but it's just okay. It's not Natasha Denona standard for me. Now, this color Calm is really beautiful. It's right here, but it doesn't show well. It's a cream to powder formula. Like this is me like rubbing it, and it's not coming off much. And when I use a brush, I really literally like go in there. Like this shadow is half gone because I really tried to build that color up. Again, not a bad palette, but I probably wouldn't repurchase it. And for the price, it's not my favorite. Moving on to number 16, and that is this one right here. This is the Anastasia Primrose. Now, this is a beautiful palette. Absolutely gorgeous. I love the blushes. Love this blush right here. I really, really enjoyed. They're both beautiful. The reason why it's so low is the fallout is insane. So when I try to use it, I did my eyes first, cleaned my face, put the foundation on, and even after, I still had like glitter and things like that all throughout. So that's the big reason why this palette is ranked so low. It is beautiful. I mean, the glitters are, I guess they're not glitters, their shimmers are beautiful, intense, but because they are so intense, they tend to fall out like a lot. And it just becomes really messy. But it is a beautiful palette. Really, it performed really well. I was able to get some pretty looks out of it. This one right here, I was excited about it, but this is the one that kind of I was a letdown because it was patchy. And it has those shimmer in it, but it's a matte, so they don't show. And yeah, that wasn't a favorite. But besides that, it's a beautiful palette, but again, very messy. So because of that, I don't want to reach for it that often. Now, next one may come as a shock to many of you because this has such good ratings. Everybody loves it, but I just didn't see it. This is the Charlotte Tilbury, the Celestial Pearl palette. Now, is this beautiful? Yes. Did it perform great? Actually performed amazing. Yes. These are the shades inside, but it is so expensive for me to be able to get one look out of them. I tried to play with it a little bit more, and you could say that yes, you could put that dark one all over, but every time I used it, I got the same look pretty much. And it is, I think it's $52, if not $58, and I find very hard to justify the price for this palette. Now, I have her Pillow Talk, and I really like that. But I guess you could say that you get one good look for that one, but at least I have a matte. I have two good mattes. I have a glitter topper. I have a beautiful shimmer. This, it's all shimmer. It's all kind of glittery. Now, I really enjoy them. Like, the quality is so beautiful. Look at that. Then you have this topper right here, which is stunning. Like, the actual quality of these are beautiful. Like, it's great. But on the eyes, it just always turns out the same. So that is a number 16 for me. The packaging, however, is top notch. Absolutely amazing, glorious. But this isn't a palette that I would just be able to just take this with me and go, because it has no matte. So I always will have to dip into another one if I want more depth. Number 15 is a palette that personally is a number 15, but in my makeup kit is like number 1. And that is this Wayne Goss palette. This is the Pearl palette. Now, it's a gorgeous palette, and I actually use it in my makeup kit. I took it from my collection and put it in my makeup kit because I use it so much on brides, on mother of the brides. They're just beautiful. It has a beautiful topper. It has one beautiful kind of shimmer all over. It kind of reminds me of Pillow Talk, honestly. Beautiful browns. They pull more pink on the eye though, so just be aware of that. But I adore this palette for my makeup kit, and this gray right here is genius. I really like it. I think this gives the whole look for this eyeshadow. It just gives it a little bit more interest. It's not just another black or a brown. The quality is amazing. I really love it in my makeup kit, but personally I don't use it much because I guess because it's my makeup kit. But again, quality is great. For what I use it is amazing, but I don't always go for pinks. And you get quite a lot of products, so you must really like these colors if you want to invest in this. But again, it's beautiful. Now, number 14 goes to this Pat McGrath. This is the Divine Rose Luxe. Now, I almost put this higher up because the quality is so incredible. I just haven't reached for it that much. This is a beautiful, beautiful quad. These colors, like that, is insane. They are so stunning. I'll kind of swatch all of them right here. They are beautiful. Even though this pink seems intimidating, you can definitely make some beautiful looks out of it. And I adore this color right here. Is heaven. It is gorgeous. I really liked this quad, probably the most wearable out of the ones that I have, and that says a lot because it's neon pink in there, but you can pull it off. Like, you can really do some beautiful looks. Every time I wear this at work, they're like, you look so beautiful, your eye makeup looks so beautiful. So I really enjoy this one. Number 12 is this palette right here. This is the Tartelette palette, and this is how it looks inside. This is another one that lives in my makeup kit because these colors are like wedding colors. But I love this palette. I love the undertones of the colors that you get. I love the browns. Like this brown right here is a beautiful brown. You can even use it in your brows if you need to. Even this one right here. They're beautiful because they're neutral. They're not too warm. And the shimmers are like intense. Like, look at those. So it's a beautiful inner corner pop. They're all really, really stunning, and I love how many you get. I like that you have a beautiful peach transition. Like, it's just a beautiful, perfect palette. Honestly, not just for weddings, just for every day. You can do pinks, peaches, and browns, and they're beautiful quality. They blend in so well. I have not had one issue, and I really like this bronzy color. Like, these two together, that's a beautiful just look, just those two. Number 11 goes to this beautiful palette that impressed me so much. This is from Huda, is the Jaguar Obsession. I was so impressed by this palette. I just can't open it. So this is how it looks inside, and it has some stunning, unique colors. I feel like Huda has done so well this year. This color right here is everything. Look at that. It is intense, beautiful. Even this darker one, oh, it's just like stunning. Like the shimmers, that's where she shines. These are the shimmers. Still, this one is my favorite. Now, I don't absolutely love the mattes in here. They're okay, but they're not my favorite. They're a little bit too cool tone. I wish I just had just one that's neutral, because these pull gray on me. They don't even pull like that beautiful, what's this, a little bit of purpley in there. It pulls straight up gray on my skin tone. So I don't like that, but it impressed me like a lot. I almost didn't pick it up. Actually, didn't pick it up. I picked it up in a sale because I was like, oh, I just want to try it. And yeah, it's beautiful. Even that color, just amazing shimmers. Number 10 goes to Charlotte Tilbury. This one is the Instant Eye Palette. Smoky Eyes Are Forever. And this is the inside. Now, I really, really loved the quality of this. The greens here are absolutely stunning. These are greens that show up as green. So beautiful. The quality is beautiful, intense. The only letdown was this one right here, that it looked very dark on my eye when I kind of wanted it to look a little bit more pink. Still great quality. These two shimmers are beautiful. Like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with this palette. It's just that I have these shades, except these greens. These greens are very unique in my collection, but these, I have them over and over again. These, I have them over and over again. But overall, it's a beautiful palette, but I have other ones that I reach for more because they have more unique toppers and things like that. But I did enjoy it. Usually if I pick this palette up, is for those greens because they're stunning. Number 9 goes to this beautiful, stunning palette from Pat McGrath. This is the Venus in Fleur. I'll mess that up. This, I dug my finger in there and I was like, oh, no. But this is a intense palette. Like, this bad boy, whoo, Ooh, it is so intense. Wow, I am so messy. I kind of clean my hands so I can actually swatch and show you guys how beautiful these are. This is next level Pat McGrath shimmer. This color right here is probably my favorite. Is that taupey brown. It is so stunning. I usually like to wear this one on itself, by itself, all over the lid, with maybe a little bit of that in the crease. But these are, look at those. Just look at those. They are so intense, so stunning, just beautiful, beautiful shadows. I just need to swatch that for you guys. Like, it is so reflective, so intense, duochrome. There's so much going on in there. It is stunning. I'll swatch the taupey one as well because I really enjoyed that one. And I, put a little bit of the shimmer one on top of that one. And it just gives a little bit more interest to the eye. Now, number 8 goes to Natasha Denona Face Glam in the shade Light. This is how it looks like. And I just adore the way this whole setup. I love the blushes. The highlighter is intense. I have a little bit of that on my cheeks. And then these colors are just stunning. The reason I put it here is because I have these shades over and over again. So it's nothing super intense and creative, but it is great quality. Those browns are just stunning. The blush is beautiful. Highlighter is a little intense for me. Like, it shows up a little bit too much. I literally just put just a dot on the high points of my cheeks. But I love this release from her so much. I think it is a brilliant idea, and I'm glad she kind of changed things up. Now, number 7 goes to Natasha Denona Retro Palette. I was surprised how much I love this palette. I almost didn't pick it up, but for YouTube, I picked it up, and I have fallen in love. It's kind of what I'm wearing right now. Obviously, the glitter is something else. The glitter is this one right here from Valentino. I was so intense, guys. I was like, wow. But everything else is from this, and it is such a beautiful palette. Yes, it is kind of pinky burgundy, but on the eyes it doesn't appear that intense. It is soft and beautiful. You can definitely get a punchy look, don't get me wrong, but the undertones aren't so vibrant. So that makes me want to reach for this palette quite a bit. I really like this shade right here. I tend to like these kind of shades, don't I? It's just, they're all so beautiful. Look at those. And they're just easy to work with. There's duochrome as well, or a crystal, I'm sorry, in there. So it's just such a good, beautiful palette. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. I do think these top 10 are just all so wonderful, and I had such a hard time just seeing where I wanted to put these. Even these, like, they're so stunning. Like, I didn't know where to rate them. In number 6 comes the Natasha Denona Face Glam in the shade Deep. This I prefer over the light one simply because it's more unique in my collection. I'm wearing this blush right now. I did add a dot of Desert Orchid from Pat McGrath just on top, but it's mainly this shade right here. It is so beautiful. It looks intense, but you can really blend it out. I'm wearing mainly this highlighter all over my cheek. Again, I put just a dot of the light one, but the eyeshadows, that's where this is just a little bit more unique in my collection. This one right here, I talked about it so much. It is such a stunning color. It has like green in it, gray in it, brown in it. It is a beautiful, beautiful shade, and I think it's a very flattering on my skin tone. This one right here is also a beautiful, beautiful shade. It's intense though. Like these, when I use this, I do a smoky eye. I can't use it normally like as an everyday palette because it's intense, which means it works real well for deeper skin tones. But it's a beautiful, I'm really, really loving it. I actually reach for this quite often. It's right up here because I like the blush and the highlight so much. Now, the next 5 are, I want to say they're all almost at the same level, but I just had to put them somewhere. I just love them, all of them, so much. Now, number 5 goes to Pat McGrath. This is the Odyssey, Celestial Odyssey palette, and I really love this palette. I've used it in multiple videos, and it is a beautiful, beautiful palette. The reason it's going in number 5 rather than first, second is because the other ones are, I guess, more compact. This is a huge palette, so I reach for this only if I sit here. If I'm going to the bathroom to do my makeup, or if I go somewhere, I do not reach for this because it's just so bulky. I wish she had it a little bit more compact. However, I do like that you get this big, a beautiful mirror here, and it does look nice. It's also decently heavy, but again, I have shades that I adore here. This green is absolutely insane. This color right here, I'm sorry, I'm not even showing you. Again, this reminds me of the Pat McGrath one. I tend to want these shades. This one right here is also a beautiful, it shifts, it's a beautiful color. And this one here, it is just stunning. So I really enjoyed this part of the palette. Now I really enjoy the mattes there. And to my surprise, this peach color is stunning. Like, it's not duochromy, or it doesn't have these crazy glitters through it, but on the eye it is such a stunning color. Like, I put it on and I was surprised at how beautiful and smooth it looked on my eyes. So this from Pat McGrath is well worth the money. I know she had it on sale for like $47, I think. Wow, absolutely worth the money. It's beautiful palette. Number 4 goes to this palette from Patrick Ta. This, I almost put it higher just because it's so practical, and I do tend to reach for it quite a lot. The reason I kept it at number 4 is that this is hard pan. Now that does not bother me because I can still get color off, but it does, you kind of have to work with the palette a little bit. These toppers are stunning. They look like they have hard pan, but they're very creamy. This is the one that I feel like I have to kind of scrub my finger in there, but I still get quite a lot of pigment. I absolutely adore the creams in here. Oh, they are so beautiful. You can use them as liner. You can use them as a base. You can use them by themselves. They sit, they do not crease. They're beautiful creams. Like, what a genius idea. Now, this color right here, so beautiful. Such a beautiful, beautiful color. It has that red undertone. And just overall, this has been used actually, I want to say, maybe not the most out of all of them, but almost the most out of all of them, second most out of all of them, because this is just such a good basic palette with basic colors, but intense textures, beautiful, intricate toppers. It's just a beautiful palette. So I feel like if you just want an everyday palette, this is it. This is it. It doesn't get better than this. Well, that's a lie. I'll show you a better one. Number 3, I had to give it to Huda. This palette has surprised me the most out of everything I've tried this year, because I don't even love like purples and pinks that much. But wow, this palette has impressed me so much. these shadows, look at those. They are so intense. I cannot. Look at those. Like, they're stunning. Every single shade in here is stunning except that one. I don't know why she keeps putting them in. Now, it's not a huge dud. I actually wore it a couple times just by itself, like just this one all over the lid. So it gives kind of like a glossy eye effect. And I've heard people saying that they use it as a highlighter. I tried it and it works, but it's not a favorite. I wish it wasn't there, honestly. Like, it's not something that I force myself to use it because it's there. But besides that, there's not one dud, not one thing that I would change. I would probably change this one with a deeper purpley color. But besides that, it's perfect. It is perfect. The mattes are stunning. The shimmers are beyond this world. They're so intense. Ooh, stunning. She did amazing. This is definitely her best palette that she ever came out with, and she definitely outdid herself. It is stunning. All right, number 2 is, number 1 and 2 were like neck and neck pretty much, so you take it for what you want. But this is what I chose for number 2 is the Pat McGrath, the Utopian Dream Pat McGrath. I adore this palette. I had so much fun, and this is a palette that I was mesmerized by. I think it's a beautiful palette. This color right here it kind of reminds me of the Huda, but it's more of a topper than the Huda. The Huda is like intense pigment. This, let me see if you guys can see, is almost like a topper. So you can definitely kind of pat this a little bit all over the lid to get some of that glimmer, or you can really pack it in, and it is stunning. It really is stunning. I could not love this color more right here. This and that, just beautiful. I also really like this topper right here. It's just so intense. This one is a beautiful duochrome. It shifts, so as you can tell there. Now this is very deep, so you know, you're gonna get a smokier eye, at least if you're around my skin tone. Now, I was so impressed with the actual metallics here. The shimmers that she gave us. This one right here, beautiful. Also this one, my favorite. Look at that. They're just so creamy, so intense. I do feel like she upped her formula a little bit. This one right here, I heard some people not loving it, but actually like it. There's other ones that were too yellow in other collections, but I could make that work, and I could put that on top of this one, for example. So if you put those on top of each other, it looks really beautiful. It looks beautiful if you put these on top of each other. So stunning. So I dare say that this is becoming my favorite Pat McGrath palette. I'm not 100% sure, but it really has become a palette that I'm excited to wear, and it's stunning. And the number 1 palette that I've tried this year is this one from Vanity Makeup. This is stunning. The reason why I said that the Patrick Ta, the best neutral everyday palette, that wasn't the one, it was this one. This has everything you want. It has shimmer like this one right here. If you remember the Lisa Eldridge video that I just did, her topper that's Liza, this is what it reminds me of. Obviously the topper that she has, like the eyeshadow, is a little bit more sparkly than this one, but this one also has sparkles in it. It's just stunning all over the lid. And then you have the most beautiful bronzy color. It is liquid gold. You have beautiful toppers. This is so beautiful. These are sophisticated and soft. Those two are the toppers, the bronzy color. And this is kind of like the one that I used the least, but it's still beautiful. Like I'm glad it's here because it is just a beautiful color. The mattes are incredible. They are so pigmented, but they blend in so well. The matte is stunning. I can't say enough good things about this one. The only thing that I did mention before is that this color right here pulls kind of yellow on me, and I do not like a yellow inner corner. So I usually mix this one and this one for my inner corner highlighter, because every time I put an inner corner highlighter that's too yellow, I feel like it makes me look a little sick. So I wish that this was more neutral. If I were to change one thing, it would be that I would make that more neutral. But I do think on deeper skin tones, it works better than lighter skin tones. So this is my pick for 2021, the best palette that I've tried, probably most used as well. I use this every day. It's a palette that I just go to. Oh, I forgot to put one. This one right here from Victoria Beckham. I forgot to put this one. I guess because it's so small, I didn't want to put it. But I guess that's a great one too. I don't know where I would put it. I would probably put it around like 5, 6, around there. I actually really adore this palette. It's so practical. I've been using it a lot. Like that's what made me think of this, because I said I'd use this every time I go to work fast. Well, lately since I bought it, I've been using this one because it's small, easy, and just fast. So I'm sorry about that. But that is all. I talked for so long. I better have plugged the microphone in. I think I did. All right. And I hope you guys enjoy this video. Again, stay tuned for more videos about 2021 makeup. I would love to hear your thoughts. Like, which one were you disappointed to see rated that high or that low? We all have different tastes. We all have different needs, and it's okay. It's okay to disagree on certain things, but I would love to hear your top palette. Like, I think that would be a fun discussion. Let's see what is the palette that you used most this year that's like your top notch, kind of like this is for me. So thank you for being here, and I will see you guys in my next video.